What's going on, guys? King Trats here, back in another video on the channel, and today we have got a weird one. It's Friday. By the time you're seeing this, it'll be Saturday. I overslept again, and I woke up, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and you know, I've had this streak going where we put out content every single day. It's been going on for 4 months now, so I said I'm not about to mess this one up. So I found a place on Uber Eats. At 3 o'clock in the morning, we decided to get some Uber Eats, and we got some food at a deli that was called Speedy's Grub and Go Deli and Grill. It's a hood spot. It's in Patterson, New Jersey. Now, I was surprised to find when I looked at the menu that there's a crispy crunchy chicken located in there. So we do got some KKC crispy crunchy chicken as well as some other things in this food, but we are just gonna get into this. I got some stuff in the mailbag, a lot of different questions, comments that I wanna get to. We've been doing this for a while now, so that's what we have today. If you are digging the content, of course, like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that cringy YouTube stuff. I appreciate y'all as always. But without further ado, let's show you what we have to eat. Truthfully, I don't even know. So let's get into these bags. This is the crispy crunchy chicken bag. I don't know what's in here. Jambalaya. I think I had the jambalaya once and it tasted like ass, but it came with the meal. So that's what we got, as well as a crispy crunchy chicken. Oh, they got a Diet Pepsi in here too. W. As well as a crispy crunchy chicken box. I don't even know what's in this box. I know there's some chicken in here. It's probably cold at this point. Yeah, we got a 3-piece and a biscuit in there. Y'all see it? Good. Glad you see it, because I didn't see it. And then we got stuff from their deli as well. We got 2 meals. Let's see if we got these right. Oh, chopped cheese fries, bro. Chopped cheese fries. Look at this. Chopped cheese fries. I know that's gonna be good. And we got... What did I get? What the hell is this? We got a Euro. I got a Euro, which I didn't even order a Euro. I think I ordered a Euro platter, but they gave me a Euro. So I'm gonna take this lettuce off, but we're gonna eat this anyway. Fixed our Euro. We got our chopped cheese fries. Let's try these real quick. Let's get in some topics. Let's do what we do best. Chopped cheese fries. You know what chopped cheese is. It's literally just chopped cheeseburger. They put it over some fries. Now, I used to get these from Zigzag Deli, another deli, but I never tried these versions, so I'm gonna get up in here and see what's going on. They look good. That look crazy. That's a damn good chopped cheeseburger. Like that. I'm gonna get down with that. Here's my Diet Pepsi. We take those two. It's not bad at all. Fries ain't bad. Meat seasoned. Always good. Sometimes you get chopped cheese and don't season the beef, and it's disgusting. But they did here. Can't help but think if they used curly fries, it would have been a massive W. But they used crispy, crunchy chicken fries. Not quite as good as Zigzags, but still very respectable. But we do have the KKC jambalaya. I got a spoon here. I know people like to diss me because I don't use a fork, but I'm not getting up. Last time I had this jambalaya, it was absolutely horrible. But, wait, they got sausage in it? They do. Wow. That's already 2 sausages. Look at this. Let's try it. That's not bad at all. This is way better than the other one I had. You know what this is? The first one I got was in Elmwood Park. Y'all not from Jersey, Elmwood Park is not trenches. This KKC is in the hood. This one's really... This tastes like Zatarain's. Have you ever had Zatarain's jambalaya? I can get down with that. And they got pieces of sauce. They didn't have sauce in them. I'll get down with that. Let's try the KKC fried chicken. Looks decent. I think Jollibee. Every time I eat fried chicken at a place now, I think about Jollibee. I might have to go back to Jollibee tomorrow. I think Jollibee polluted my mind. This chicken's not bad at all. All I keep thinking is I need some gravy. That's all I keep thinking about. But it's not bad. I think Jollibee just messed me up. Like, nothing compares to it. It's crazy. Let's try this gyro. We got the regular gyro meat. I got the mayo, not the mayo, but the white sauce, as well as the tomato on there. Nice little pita. I think I'm gonna put some. Let's just put the fries on there to start this off with. Like, why are we messing around and trying to be cute? Let's just put the fries on this and just go in with this. $5.99 for this thing right here with the fries. What do you think? That's kind of diffy. That's kind of diffy. Hold on, one more bite. I said this in my other video. If you have something that you have a concern or a question that you want me to talk about in a video, you know, a lot of people don't ask me relationship questions, which is kind of crazy. But I do appreciate you trusting me with this kind of info. But if you slide me a DM and I see it, I will try my best to get as many things as possible in the video. If you're a part of the membership, it will definitely be in the video. But there's been a lot of DMs recently. So I want to talk about some of these and kind of give my insight because, you know, you guys are asking for it. I don't look at myself as some sort of expert, but I feel like sometimes it's good to get someone else's perspective. And I won't release your identity. I won't do anything like that. But I'll just put the video or the question up and kind of get into it as best as I can. So we do have one today, which I'm going to talk about and kind of try to give some insight on. So this one, it's kind of a long one. I'll put it up on your screen. And it says, I've known this girl for like 5 years, and we dated for a year, then we broke up, then got back together a year ago. And we broke up a few months ago, and I've been trying to fix me and her, and she hasn't really been giving any effort. Some days she seems like she does, and some days she says she misses what we had and talks about how we wish we were back together. Then a few days later, she'll ghost me and not talk to me and say it's because she doesn't want to hurt me and because she keeps catching feelings. Do you think I'm trying for nothing or should I keep going? I've always said this when it comes to anything I'm talking about on here. I'm not going to say something just because it's what you want to hear. I'm going to give you the outside perspective that I think is just for me the unadulterated truth or my opinion. My opinion is this, man. I know this might not be what you want to hear, but sometimes I don't know what caused you guys to break up over and over again. Sometimes the damage is done, and sometimes you can't undo it. Even if there are two people who care about each other. Sometimes when you have these things that get into like breakups and makeups over and over again, and I've been through these types of relationships, I'm sure there's a lot of people watching who have. Sometimes the resent becomes too much. And in you guys' case, doesn't sound like you're married, doesn't sound like you have children or anything. I don't know what you want to do, but my advice to you would be to move on. And I know that sucks. But what it sounds like to me at this point, the way that she's making it sound is that she resents you for whatever reason that it has. Even if you didn't do anything, you're being strung along. Anybody who says something along the lines, and I said this in another video, of I don't want to hurt you, is usually code speak for I'm looking for something better than you. There's a very high probability that whatever the reason is doesn't bode well for you. And I know that that sucks to hear, but not talking to you for a few days and then coming back and then saying things like you're a good guy, I don't want to hurt you, there's probably someone else in the picture of some sort. There's no nice way to put that. And even if there isn't, she's probably looking for something else. And she's keeping you on the back burner so that just in case she doesn't find something, you're there. When you keep going through this breakup to makeup type of stuff, it never really ends well. It's rare that people break up, get back together over and over again, and it ends with a happy ending. And not the kind that you go to massage parlors for. Did I just say that out loud? You get what I'm saying. She keeps catching feelings. Like, if someone likes you, they don't do that to you. If someone cares about you, they don't do that to you. Anyone who says something along the lines of like, I don't want to hurt you, it's not you, it's me, you're being strung along. I have never once met somebody who ghosts somebody they give a crap about. It just doesn't happen. When you ghost somebody, usually it's because they found a better option. You're not on their mind. I literally said this yesterday, but anybody who goes 24 hours without talking to you, they don't care that much. Because when you really care about somebody, no matter how much they hurt you, there's only two things you're going to do. You're either going to be in or out. They're not going to say, oh, you hurt me really bad, and be back and forth about it. They're either going to say, you hurt me bad and I don't want to talk to you, but still be talking to you every day. I've pissed a lot of women off in my life. It's not really a flex, but it's true. And no matter how much they said they can't stand me, they be talking to me the whole time, bro. People don't ghost people they care about. And I've been in those situations where I can't stand somebody and I be talking to them on a daily basis. And when I'm finally done, I don't talk to them at all. Eventually you have to just decide that you're worth and you're better than that. And you've got to dip. That back and forth stuff never really works. And giving somebody some sort of ultimatum, I've seen that a billion times. Fellas, if you're the type of person that's like, you're gonna, and I've seen women do it too, but a lot of times it's guys that do this. You're like, you know, I'm gonna never talk to you again if you don't talk to me. You start giving people ultimatums. Like, you either talk to me or I'm never gonna. Don't do that. It never works. And when you do those sorts of things, the person that's there is going to end up resenting you in the long run. So, sometimes you have got to swallow your pride when someone has you on the fence and decide that you just are better off alone. And a lot of people are afraid of being single. And they think, oh, I'm never going to find somebody. You know, you're afraid of being alone. You're going to be just fine, bro. I know it's hard to see when you feel like you can't be without somebody, but when it's real, y'all ain't gonna be without each other. These questions ain't asked, because you're gonna be in. So, understand, even though it might be the end for you guys, it's not the end of your love life. You're gonna find somebody else and one day you're gonna be like, man, I was down bad for that person. But don't let somebody string you along. If somebody wants to show you who they are, let them show you who they are. And be out. All that I don't want to hurt you stuff, it's just fake speak, bro. That's game. They gaming you. And I know it sucks to hear, but move forward. Work on yourself. And when the right time comes, you're going to be better equipped to be in a better relationship, because that's just toxic and you deserve better than that. No matter what you did or they did. Nobody deserves to be treated like that. So, you got to peace out. There's a bunch of these. So I'm going to try to get as many as I can, like I said. We got another one. It says, so I have a girl, and if somebody supposedly confesses his feelings for her, does she have to tell me what happened, or does she not? What do I do? This is a crazy one. And this always depends on you guys' type of relationship. But personally, I feel like hiding these types of things from your partner never ends well. Because what you get is a dude asking me questions, and I'm not saying this rudely, I'm saying this because this is what happens. You get a dude asking you questions to me instead of worrying about his significant other, because what it sounds like is he found out from somebody else that somebody said they liked him. And if you're in a relationship like that, I feel like it's better off you just tell the other person, like, listen, so-and-so try to come at me. Instead of hiding, because sometimes people hide it because, like, I'm not trying to cause drama. And you end up causing drama. So, to answer that, I would, this is going to sound crazy, but you're going to take this up with her. I can't tell you if your girl is valid or not. I can't tell you if she didn't fall for that bait. I can't tell you what happened with it. I know loyalty tests are all the rage on TikTok and stuff like that these days. They be testing your girl and your man loyalty. But at the end of the day, you gotta trust the person you're with and understand and come to your best conclusion of whether or not they did something or not. But if you feel like it was just something as harmless as they didn't tell you somebody else was trying to get at them, confessing feelings, etc., you got to take that up with your girl, man. This is where the communication thing comes into play. If I were you, your girl, hey, listen, I'm not trying to throw a drum, but I heard so-and-so said these kind of things. Like, why wouldn't you tell me that? You know? Now, don't say it like that. More along the lines of like, listen, I trust you. Always start off with, I trust you. Listen, I trust you, but I heard so-and-so was trying to get at you. Like, is that true? You know, I'm not saying you did something, but is it true? Now, if you know it's true and she lies to you, she ain't valid. Right? Some people will swear you up and down nothing happened. But if she comes to you and she's like, that didn't happen, and you know it did, you got to have actual proof. You might have something to worry about. And if she says, no, I didn't tell you because I didn't want you to worry, you got to articulate to your person what your boundaries are. Just listen, hey, look, I would appreciate if you told me stuff like that. Like, listen, I trust you, but if somebody's trying to get at you and I know this person, like, I want to know about it because, like, you know, I'm not saying go fight, don't fight over no girl, but that might not be your friend. Because no friend of yours would try to get with your girl. I don't know the logistics of this, but when it comes to things like this, you have got to communicate with your significant other. Communication is so big and nobody does it. Instead, they'll go ask everybody else but the person you're with. You got to take this up with her. You got to see if she's valid. I don't know if you did by now, but if you got an issue with somebody, don't come at them jumping down their throat or yelling or screaming like that. Sit down, talk. This is serious. I care about you. And have an adult conversation. I don't know if you're an adult or not, but yelling and causing fights it's just going to make them hate you. So just articulate this to your significant other. If one of the people that you're supposed to be cool with is coming at them, you got to tell me. Because that's not my friend. I don't want that person around me no more. And if she lies to you, she ain't valid. If somebody looks you in your eyes and lies to you, leave. I don't care what it is. If you're dating somebody and they look you in your eyes and you know it's not the truth, and they tell you they swear to God, blah, 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 I don't care what the reason is, they are not valid. Hit the eject button. If you don't have trust and loyalty in a relationship, you have nothing. That is a whole nother story. Yo, this KKC biscuit. Huh? Popeyes, what are you doing, ba? Fire. Before I leave, I want to get to some stupid ass comments of the day. We got some people that like to write with passion on my page. I don't got a problem with that. I love passion. I'm keeping it full stock with you. Okay? If you're going to bring the passion on my page, ain't nothing wrong with that. But make sure when you say something, you're actually right. Because if you start yelling at me, and I catch it, and you're speaking with passion, and you're not speaking with feelings, right? You speak with feelings, that's fine, but you got to have the facts first. Feelings don't override facts. With that being said, let's get into the dumbass of the day. This one comes off a really old video. There's a lot of people that are finding my content now, which I love, and I don't mind the passion again. And I say dumbass with a term of endearment, because what you're saying is not true, but I respect the passion. I love the passion. So they went back to one of my old unfiltered videos, where I was talking about Eli Manning. Now, again, this video was months ago, so I don't remember. But I believe what I said was, when it's all said and done, Eli Manning didn't have as bad a career as people think. And I asked the question, would you take Eli Manning's career and say, was it that much worse than Peyton's? Because, not saying Eli's better than Peyton, but Eli Manning was better than people think. He had 2 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs. Peyton Manning has 2 Super Bowls, 1 MVP. Peyton Manning obviously has way better statistics than Eli Manning. But when you was all said and done, and this is where the person started with the passion, I said Eli Manning statistically is in the top 10 in most categories of an NFL quarterback. That wasn't a feeling. That was a fact. So what we have here now is where the passion came in, and I got bombarded by one guy with 47 different comments. First one says Eli barely even got in the playoffs those years he won the Super Bowl. Stop it, man. The careers between Eli and Peyton aren't close. The only thing that's the same is 2 Super Bowls each. Eli Manning has 2 Super Bowl MVPs, Peyton Manning has 1. Peyton Manning obviously is in the top 5 in most statistical categories, while Eli is in the top 10. These are not feelings, they are facts. But the next thing he wrote is Eli is not top 10 in any of those stats that I said. Stop with 47 Ps. To which I replied, and I'm going to put them up on the screen. Eli Manning is top 10 in NFL history in touchdown passes. He's top 10 in passing yards and in completions. All right here. These are actual freaking numbers where Eli Manning is in the top 10. Now, he is about 9th at this point. When he was all said and done and retired in his career, he was in the top 10. That's not a debate. That is an actual freaking fact. Not making this stuff up. To which the third passion thing, did you really say Eli had as good as career as Peyton Manning? Bro, stop it. And you played football. Eli's Manning defense carried him in the Super Bowl over the Patriots too. I come back with these actual facts. Do you know what Eli Manning's correct record is in the playoffs? I will tell you. It is 8-4. He's also 2-0 in Super Bowls. We want to say that his team carried him. Postseason expected win-loss for Eli Manning's New York Giants. His elite teams that he played on. Playing on teams that barely got in the playoffs is not a knock if you won a Super Bowl. It's actually a good thing. What I mean is, how many truly great teams has Eli Manning played on? Not many. How many truly great teams has Peyton played on? A lot. I can argue that Peyton Manning actually underachieved in his career because most of the time he had the best record in the regular season and didn't win shit because Tom Brady did. But Eli Manning has a playoff record of 8-4 with an expected win-loss record of 4-8. Meaning, in the 12 games he played, he was favored in 4 of them. Even crazier, since his defense carried him in his Super Bowl victories. People seem to forget that in 2011, again, I'm sporting actual statistics. You can tell me he sucks or not. That's fine. I'm giving you actual numbers. Okay, Passion? If you want to say that his team carried him in the Super Bowl, when they won the Super Bowl in 2011, these are actual freaking statistics. In 2011, Eli Manning had a passer rating of 103.3 with 1,219 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 1 interception. In 4 games in the 2011 playoffs where he won his second Super Bowl MVP award and his second championship. Did you hear what I just said? He had an 100 passer rating, 9 touchdowns and 1 pick, and 1,200 yards passing, and you want to say his team carried him to the Super Bowl? Now, being a Giants fan, and I was very much alive in 2011, in fact, I was a freaking adult, because I'm old. Legally, I was adult. I was over 18. I'm going to give you his numbers in those 4 games that he won that year. NFC wildcard playoffs. Eli Manning against the Atlanta Falcons was 23 of 32 for 277 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. The very next week, I remember this like it was yesterday because I thought we was going to lose. They went up against the number 1 seeded Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks who's ever played the game. In that game, Eli Manning was 21 of 33 with 330 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception against the best team in the NFL that year. At Lambeau, in the freezing cold, I watched it. He threw a Hail Mary to Hakeem Nicks right before the halftime. And he scored. I just said his stats. You want to say he's trash? Okay. Let's go to the next game. Against one of the most loaded San Francisco 49ers teams that year. I believe they were 15-2 at San Francisco, where Eli Manning got the crap beat out of him. I watched the whole game. They won in overtime. Eli Manning was 32 of 58. He threw 58 passes that game. I remember it like it was yesterday. He was getting the crap beat out of him. This is the Alex Smith years. This is before Kaepernick. This was a loaded defense. Navarro Bowman, Patrick Willis, Jaquiski Tart. They had some Justin Smith, Alden Smith. They were loaded. Trust me. Deshaun Goldson. I can keep going. Frank Gore, Vernon Davis, Crabtree. No matter. Anyway. In that game, he was 32 of 58 for 316 yards with 2 touchdowns and 0 picks. Against the best defense in the NFL. So, in the Super Bowl, he outplayed Tom Brady. Look at the numbers. I don't have the numbers here, because I don't remember where the hell I put them. But I remember it. And they won. And he won Super Bowl MVP. He must not be that freaking trash. Now, I understand because of his demeanor and his aw shucks kind of looks, and a lot of bonehead plays, he might not be considered the best ever. I never said that. What I said was statistically he was a top 10 quarterback. Passing yards, passing touchdowns. What do you want me to say? These are actual freaking numbers. He's in the top 10 in his career. And for some reason, I feel like he gets an unfair shake because he threw a lot of bonehead picks. Do you know who by far it is that has the most NFL interceptions in his career? Because it's not Eli Manning. It is none other than the Hall of Famer named Brett Favre. He is the only player in NFL history with more than 300 career interceptions. There's one player who has ever suited up and put on cleats and played quarterback in the National Football League. I believe in second place, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I believe it's like George Blanda has 266. Brett Favre has 300 plus INTs. That's hard to do. Is Brett Favre trash? No. The only argument people have against Eli Manning is the fact that for his career, he was a 500 quarterback. I believe his final stats were 118 and 118. I cannot argue that. But what I can tell you is that his teams were absolute dog shit. Eli Manning, up until 2012, not counting the first year that Kurt Warner was the starter for most of the year, never finished below 500 as a quarterback. Never. If you don't remember, after that, it was literally Odell Beckham and nobody else on that team. And from 2012 to now, the Giants are statistically the worst team in the NFL. They have no weapons, they have no players, they had no nothing. If you want to fault him for having a crappy team, then you have to say the same thing about other surefire Hall of Famers like Matt Stafford, who has a career sub-500 stat. You put Matt Stafford on a decent team in the Rams, and they won a Super Bowl the very first time that he suited up and played. Again, I'm not saying Eli Manning's the best ever. What I said was, he's better than you think. And I stand by that. I just gave you numbers and everything else. I didn't say he was Tom Brady. I didn't say he was Peyton. I didn't say he was Aaron. But the fact of the matter remains is, to be a number one pick in the draft, in that year, which is one of the most loaded quarterback drafts that year, you had Phillip Rivers, you had Ben Roethlisberger, and you had Eli Manning. All three of those players are Hall of Famers to me. And if you want to say Phillip Rivers is better than Eli Manning, I digress, and I don't think so. For one reason and one reason only, in that Eli Manning was a better player in the playoffs than Phillip Rivers. You don't believe me? Have you ever seen Phillip Rivers' teams in the prime of his career when he played with LaDainian Tomlinson and Antonio Gates? They were so underachieving, even though they were so good during the regular season, that Marty Schottenheimer, who was their coach at the time, was 14-2 and got fired because they didn't get out of the first round of the playoffs for like the fourth consecutive season. After going 14-2 every single year, they could not win in the playoffs. Does that mean Phillip Rivers is trash? No. But there has to be a credit given for a quarterback who elevates his play in big games. And to say Eli Manning didn't is just being a hater, because numbers don't lie. If you want to say the first Super Bowl that his defense won it for him, it's an argument to be made. But his brother sure as hell didn't win that second Super Bowl. Did you see what Von Miller and boys did to the Seahawks? Because Peyton Manning couldn't even throw the football in his second Super Bowl. A lot of this might be going over people's heads, but I had to say this. So I'm going to defend Eli. Peyton Manning in his second Super Bowl couldn't throw. He couldn't even throw the ball 10 yards. Watch the game. He was throwing ducks his entire second. His defense was so lights out that year that they beat the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. And it wasn't close. So, you want to take that away from Eli, even though he had a game-winning touchdown pass to Plaxico Burress in the fourth quarter over Ellis Hobbs, 21-17? Look it up. It actually happened. I don't know what to tell you. You want to tell me that in Eli Manning's second Super Bowl, when the Giants had the game on the line, and Eli Manning had to step up, he can throw an absolute dot to Mario Manningham down the sideline? beat cover 2. You want to tell me I never played football before? He beat cover 2. Only place you beat cover 2 is a deep flat. And he threw an absolute dot fingertip catch to Mario Manningham. Didn't happen? Okay. I don't know what games you watched. Does that mean Eli Manning is the best quarterback of all time? No. Is he trash? Like people still think? No. He might not be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he is a Hall of Famer. He's a first overall pick in the draft. In the years that first overall picks in the draft ain't really that good, somehow managed to win 2 Super Bowls in a franchise that could never win. So you want to say because they backed into the playoffs? Don't matter. Not my opinion. Any team in the NFL would sign up for Eli Manning's career from a number 1 draft pick. And I don't know why people don't see that. From a statistical standpoint, a Super Bowl standpoint, and a career standpoint, any person who is a fan of a team, I'm going to say this till I'm blue in the face, wouldn't sign up to have a player drafted first overall who started the most games in history consecutively, finished in the top 10 statistically in touchdown passes, in touchdown or passing yards, won 2 Super Bowls and 2 Super Bowl MVPs, and played for 15 years for one team. Give me a team that wouldn't sign up for that. If you could go back in time, and I put these career arcs up over each other, and I said, would you rather have Phillip Rivers or Eli Manning's career? You're going to sit here and tell me you'd rather have Phillip Rivers' career. Or when it's all said and done, because every freaking football player signs up to win Super Bowls. And I said, quarterback A had 1 Super Bowl and finished in the top 5 in any statistical category. And quarterback B finished in the top 10 of every statistical category. And won 2 Super Bowls and 2 MVPs. Who are you going to sign up for? Would you really be that mad if you got QB2 with the 2 rings? I'm not saying that QB1 wasn't better. By the way, I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers and Eli Manning. Is Aaron Rodgers better than Eli Manning? Hell yeah. Not even close. But when it's all said and done, no one's going to give a shit when they look at the numbers. And they say, okay, this man's got 2 Super Bowls and 2 MVPs. Because right now, today, what is the knock against Aaron Rodgers that everybody says? Ever since last year when they walked in and Jimmy Garoppolo beat him with 1 arm. What does everybody say about Aaron Rodgers? That he's not a playoff quarterback. I think it's bullshit. But they say it. But all of a sudden, when you talk about Eli, they're like, hey, when the smoke clears, this man is lights out in the playoffs. He really was, bro. Like, I hate to say that. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback of all time. But he's better than you think. And there are 30 other teams in the NFL that would sign up for his career right now. If you told somebody that played for the Jaguars that you could have his career, you drafted Trevor Lawrence and he'd have the same career, nobody's saying no to that. People forget that before Eli got there, they were good for 1 season when they went Super Bowl and got absolutely annihilated by the Baltimore Ravens. They were terrible in the 90s. They had that 1 season with Kerry Collins, and that's it. Nobody is not taking that deal. Eli Manning was not a bust. He was a actually very good quarterback. And you cannot knock somebody for getting 2 rings and 2 MVPs and say, oh, well, they're trash. They're not in the Hall of Fame. What other quarterback in the history of the NFL, and don't give me this Trent Dilfer bullshit because he never won an MVP. What other quarterback in the history of the game has 2 rings and 2 MVPs and is not in the Hall of Fame? I hear crickets. I actually do hear crickets. So I'm dying on that Eli hill, bro. Y'all can hate on this man all you want to. And the funny part to me, the last thing I'm going to say before I get up out of here, is the person who wrote that was a Patriots fan. How many Super Bowls has Tom Brady lost when he got in the Super Bowl? 2? Who did he lose to? Goddamn Eli Manning, bro. Eli. That goofy ass 6'4" Peyton's little brother dude got as many rings as Big Bro. Ask any athlete why they play the game. When people look back at careers of people like Charles Barkley, I'm going to NBA now. You know what the one thing they say about Charles Barkley is? Yeah, I said broccoli. He ain't win the big one, he ain't got no rings. Nobody cares how they got him. Hakeem got 2 rings when Jordan retired, bro. He would have never got one either. Patrick Ewing ain't got no rings. Let's keep it a full stack. LeBron was one of the best players of the decade, but he ain't have a ring yet, so it ain't matter. He was all of a sudden validated when he got a ring. So you're gonna sit here and tell me that Eli's trash, bro? I cannot believe that. He was better than you think. Look at the numbers. And don't give me the record. Don't. Alex Smith has a better record than a lot of Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Because he played on some elite-ass teams. Where he was a game manager. Matthew Stafford is better than a lot of NFL quarterbacks. And I think when it's all said and done, Stafford's probably going to end up in the Hall of Fame. He is a career sub-500 starter. And if he has 2 or 3 good years with Los Angeles Rams, he will end up as a 500 quarterback with a ring and possibly 2. In the top 10 statistically, because I believe Stafford will pass Eli when it's all said and done. And you can say the same thing about Matt Ryan, who played on a lot of bad teams, has a lot of numbers, and no rings. And in the Super Bowl was up 28-3 and lost. So, take that as you may. I love the passion, but Eli Manning, statistically, you said he wasn't top 10. That's a damn lie. But anyway, that's the end of the video. I know I was kind of rambling. We have some different stuff we want to get to. I'm half awake right now, but I want to be content. So we'll be back tomorrow. Probably going to Jollibee, bro. More content. I love y'all. The hand signs. They made it to YouTube.